Hello everybody and welcome to Fire Force Season 2 Episode 13 Anime Review. I feel cheated, I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to see a big old fight and we didn't see a big old fight between the three of them. BS, I'm calling crap. No, that's not okay. The opening promised me a fight, damn it. I'm a little annoyed about that, but hey, the secrets we learned were pretty interesting. One pretty major thing that is just casually thrown. It's like 30-second scene. It's like, what? Are you serious? So yeah, that is definitely a thing that happened. Also, we went back to Shinra afterwards, found out pretty much where we're going for the next arc, so that should also be fairly exciting. But we'll kick things off with Joker and the lads. So yeah, should we just get into this? Let's do this thing. We pick up where we left off at the end of last week's episode with Captain Burns showing up, ready to pick a fight with Joker. Then Shinmon shows up and is like, yeah, I want to get in on this action. And then Burns is like, nah, let's not fight, let's just talk instead. I'm like, what? What? Seriously? Gonna be honest, I felt really cheated. Like, I'm like, I came this whole way and I wanted to see them fight. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't really annoyed, as you can probably tell. But hey, it's whatever. Actually, Burns is here to give them some leads. So how he knows Joker, he looked after Joker for a while because he was like the liaison between the public side of the temple and the dark side, the shadows. Until, of course, they got Adola linked, with, they're both missing an eye. They were in the same place, we see how that happened. It was in Amaterasu, there was an incident with an Infernal. Infernal like roared and it caused their eyes to go to Adola or whatever. And yeah, they went to Adola, saw the Evangelist, I presume, and then Evangelist took their eyes out basically. And but when they were there, the important bit is Joker was like scrunching the dirt like this because, it hurt so much. And he had a rock in his hand. When they returned to the real world, I guess, he still had that rock and it was still on fire. He still had it. It's still burning to this day. So that world is it's not like a hallucination. It's a physical world where they just got sent to briefly, I guess, and then came back. Which, that's how they lost their eyes, both of them. It was in the same place. Burns gives them a notebook of the wife of Raffles the First. Raffles the First, the dude who started the Holy Soul Temple. This is his wife. Captain Burns has also been looking into this since the Adola link because he's like, that was kind of weird. Probably should figure out what's going on here. But there is some very crucial crucial information in that notebook that we will soon find out. Captain Burns found the book completely by accident. He was in like a massive library and it just so happened to be there. The diary is from the day of Cataclysm until the founding of the church, a bit later. It's the same as scriptures, basically, so they're not lying in the scriptures, so to speak. However, the important bit of the book, after Raffles the First came back from wherever it was, I forget exactly if it was Amaterasu or what, he was completely different, like a completely different person. So, what they think is the religion was set up by an inhuman being from the Adola world, I guess. Taking Raffles' place, killing the original Raffles and disguising itself as him, or taking over his body. We find out it's the first one that killed him and took his place, presumably. So it's likely that the current emperor of the church is unaware of this hidden, beginnings of it. So it's not that they're hiding something, it's they literally don't know what happened, and they're just going by what is recorded as history, even if that's false history. If that makes a lot of sense. Probably makes at least a little bit of sense. Then we drop the biggest bombshell of the episode. So one of the Whiteclad, Yona, we see Inca as well in her new outfit. Very nice Inca. But no, one of the Whiteclad called Yona was actually the one who was the first Raffles the First, the one that established the church. Just casually slipped that in. It's like 30-second clip, and it's just like, oh, that's pretty important, Burns says he can keep this whole incident internal because nobody really died except the one guy. Joker has a good line where he's like, I can still see the truth with one good eye. And it's like, Joker, why are you so cool? Like, remember at the beginning when it was like, oh, he's definitely the bad guy. Now it's like, Joker, you're the best, man. Gonna look into Hajime Industries. Shinmon didn't consider Hajime Industries make the medicine for Conrose. So he's like, oh crap, what if they're gonna take away our medicine now? And Joker's like, you didn't think of that. And Burns is like, don't worry, I'll handle it. I'll make sure that they don't do that. Also, we then go to some researchers at presumably Hajime, and they've been experimenting on some kids with the bugs that like Rekka had, and some kid, yeah, they give him, they bug him basically, and it's like, okay, Hajime, probably pretty bad, you know, they're probably not good people. It turns out, at least most of, you know, the higher ups, which more evidence on that later on, but for right now it seems that at least the researchers are bad people. Back to Shinra and the crew. It seems like for ages since we've seen them. Shinra almost walks into Iris, which is, you know, hey, pay attention, Shinra. And then walks into Vulcan, who tells him, I made a new creation, check it out, it's in the breakfast room. He goes there. Lisa is there, the redhead girl, and Shinra thinks that she is the new creation, and he's like poking her face. We all thought he was going to poke her boobs, let's be honest. We're not going to lie here. He starts poking at her face, and she gets all annoyed and hits him on the head with the actual creation, which is like a mixer. It goes all video gamey, like an RPG for a while, which is, you know, I appreciate that. The gamer in me. She's staying there for a while, and Shinra's like, well, make yourself comfortable. She's like, I might betray you one day, you know? And she's like, nah, we'll just make it. You'll like it here so much you won't want to betray us. And it's like, Shinra, very confident. Iris shows up at the end and does the same thing as Shinra, poking at her. And she's like, what is wrong with you people? Have you... Like, why do you all have the same idiot wavelength, damn it. Good thing Arthur wasn't there, because you know for sure that Arthur would have done something just as stupid, if not more. They have a party after that with some milkshakes, or were they smoothies? Doesn't really matter. The point is they have a party to celebrate Lisa getting better. Conroe is there from the 7th to report the stuff that Shinmon found out at the place. Basically, yeah, they went on a secret mission with Joker and everything, tell everyone pretty much everything to fill the 8th in on all the stuff that happened. Lisa is still sort of scared of Giovanni. She speaks up to help them, but then she's like, oh no, I can't say anymore, otherwise he'll get me. And Vulcan's like, don't worry, I got this, I'll take her to her room. Hajime is related to Giovanni. That's very suspicious. He like runs Hajime, so not runs it, but he's connected to it quite strongly. So yeah, that's even more evidence, I think, that they're the bad guys, you know. Arthur just wants to charge in like Shinmon and Joker did, and Shinra is like, no, that's stupid, you know, let's not be doing that. Hajime, it turns out, is involved in damn near every industry. Clothing, food, you know, the fire forces themselves, they're involved in a lot of stuff. So I think they said like 70% of people work for Hajime in some way, and it's like, those are the people, those are the bad guys. Okay, well you're in for a hell of a collapse if you take them down then. Licht isn't with them because he's been called in by the Hajime, who he works for, about his report on the Chinese Peninsuela, the thing before, the tabernacle, all that. Because of what he reported on from there, he's been called in by the big bosses of Hajime. He may be in trouble. Hibana is the one that first warns Licht they're probably going to eliminate you, you know, and he's like, okay, well, you know, whatever. So his job has been to spy on Company 8 for Hajime this whole time, specifically Shinra. So they give him a new job. They're like, okay, bring Shinra to our lab, right? Then after he's gone, these suits are talking about, they're like, all right, once he brings Shinra, we will kill Licht. So hopefully Licht has a plan. Hopefully they get Joker in, because Joker and Licht are obviously, they've got some sort of working agreement going on. So hopefully Joker can bail Licht out before he is killed. Because that would be bad. I don't want Licht to die. He's sort of grown on me a little bit. Despite the fact that he sort of came out of nowhere when he was introduced, he's definitely grown on me as a character. But that's where we ended. Looks like Licht and Shinra are going to be in trouble. They're probably going to, mask it as an invitation. So like, oh yes, you're free to enter Hajime. And then it's like, wabam, trap. That's sort of how I see it going. Could be completely wrong. Could be a stealth mission. Who knows? But that's definitely where we're going next, I think, is an infiltration of Hajime. For about where we are, it seems like they're probably going to change the theme songs next week, so hopefully it's just as good, because Spark Again is my absolute jam, and I love it. So hopefully it's at least half as good, and then we'll be good. But enough of that. What was my favorite part of the episode? That is a question. So my favorite part is the shortest scene in the episode. Obviously, it's the scene with the Whiteclad, like with Yona being the original Raffles the First. Like, I was like, oh, how old are you? Like 250. You're an old man basically. Like, damn, you know. It was such a short scene, but I was just like, what? Blew my mind a little bit. And also we saw Inca in her new garb, I guess, and that's also a good thing. Can't wait for her to get involved and fight Shinra and that at some point. Now that she seems proper all in on this bad guy nonsense. Damn it, Inca, you could have been good, but look what you've done to yourself. Not okay. But yeah, looking forward to the Hajime arc, I guess. Hopefully it's all right. There should be, maybe it'll be techie because they're involved in pretty much everything. Hopefully there'll be some like weird fights going on because, you know, maybe some robots that are weirdly powered or something. I'm not too sure, but hopefully it works out, and hopefully Shinra doesn't get completely got. We'll probably find out some more secrets, obviously, because Hajime probably has very important documents about this kind of stuff. So yeah, that should be good. But for right now, I think we'll wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.